Mm. Good morning, beloveds. It's still chilly in the house. And I have no idea where the boys are. I know where the elders are. They're both asleep on the hot pads in the windows. I don't know where the boys are. It's been kind of a weird morning. They keep shifting the trucks around. And so Tom had to go to work today. He doesn't normally work on Fridays, so right now the house is really quiet. The boys are quiet. Tom's gone. I'm just like, oh, okay. And I woke up tired and grumpy. So I'm just like, okay, I gotta work on this. I'm tired and grumpy. It's been kind of a long week and kind of a short week. I don't know. Well, hello, baby. I don't know if you heard that chirp. If you didn't, I'm sorry. It was cute. Giovanni has come in and is now sitting in the sunbeam on the floor. And I'm trying to see if I can get him to come up, but there he goes. There he goes. Now, nope. And then I was just going to see if I could grab him so I could have him make a cameo. No. Okay, we are going to do a new design for living. We are finishing up chapter 7. So let's do the housekeeping really fast. And all the housekeeping is me reminding you, we are Creative Life Spiritual Center. The website is creativelife.org. The constant contact email, info@creativelife.org. That will get you one email a week, tells you what's going on for the week and the month. The hot links are hot. If it says click here now, it means it'll take you right to the information you want or the person that can help you get it. It's also a blind CC, meaning nobody will see your email. You won't end up on anybody else's email list then because of us. And when I mention one a week, I mean that. It's a real person doing it. He doesn't have time for more than that. So the only reason you would get something is if something unusual happens, which, considering we live on the Gulf Coast, is usually weather related. And then I will also mention the social media, but merely from the standpoint of we don't monetize the social media. We don't want to deal with the ads any more than you do. So what we ask you to do instead is to go like, subscribe, follow based on which platform you're on, and then engage with the individual post by reacting to the post, commenting on the post, sharing the post. It bumps us in the algorithms. More people see our stuff, which, to be honest, is the point of social media. So it's a free and easy way you can support the center. All right, that's the commercial part. That's the ad part. So we are doing a new design for living, and a new design for living was written towards the end of Ernest's career. And basically what it is kind of lining out to be is this is the process of science of mind. This is how you do science of mind. Yes, we are a religion for government paperwork, but we're not really a religion. We don't tell you what to believe. We teach you how to believe. Whole different thing there. We definitely encourage you to develop your own relationship with the divine. We're not going to tell you how to do that. And Ernest said that. He's like, look, this is something you have to do yourself. So, but here's some steps that can help you do that. So it's a process. It's a process. We're a philosophy, a way of life, and a process. And so this is where Ernest got in there and he wrote out the process of how to do science of mind. So, okay. And like I said, we're finishing up chapter 7 today. Chapter 7 is discovering yourself. And today we are going to finish up by doing you attract what you think. So I guess I'm done. I don't know. I feel like I'm forgetting something, but yeah. Who knows? So, all right. You attract what you think. In our use of the law of attraction, we are not alone, unless we insist on trying to be alone. Mind made us free, and in that freedom, we may turn to it for guidance. But nothing forces us to turn. If we turn in recognition of what it is and what we are, we may accept as a result of this direct relationship a new set of values, a stronger faith, a more complete sense of belonging to life, and an influx into our mind of a greater awareness of the true nature of the great creative power that is the source of all things. Let's see. That is a lot right there. And as we become imbued with an increased awareness of the greater good, which is always available to us, we will find that we are attracting this greater good into our lives. The new complexion of our conscious thinking will reflect in new circumstances and situations which will have their source in the better and higher concept of our thought. The individual has every right to believe and to know that as a result of this new attitude, their whole life will be changed, redesigned into something better and more worthwhile. Okay. Let there be no question in our mind about the law of attraction. If we look about us carefully, we will see evidence of it on every hand. Often in very simple ways. A group of people sit together, more or less unfriendly and chilly towards one another. Then a person full of friendship and geniality enters the group. What happens? They attract to themselves the previously unexpressed friendliness and geniality that is in each member of the group. What happens next? They all start to be friendly to each other. A crude example, perhaps, but a very obvious one. Thought, which dwells on pain and... Okay, hang on. Let me try that sentence again. Thought, which dwells on pain or discomfort, in one part of the body, seems to attract similar conditions in many other parts, which have no relationship to the original condition. A person gets into an argument with someone at the office the first thing in the morning. Their mind is filled with argument. They encounter argument all the rest of the day with clients, the waitress, the wife, or the spouse, when they get home, and the children. There seems to be no end to it. And according to the law of attraction, there will be no end to it until they remove or switch off the type of thinking which is drawing into their experience that which is like itself. Okay? The only way to become the kind of person we want to be, live the life we want to live, is to first be the person in our thought. Live that life in our mind with the unwavering conviction. The law of attraction will take care of the rest. And then he always ends with the little part in italics, which often looks like a little poem. So he used two really interesting examples that I think you can see it happen in the real world. You can even try it. Like if you see a group of people sitting around kind of basically ignoring each other, and then you go over there and be friendly and see what happens. The argument one, we call that the kick the dog theory. And I've seen it. It was a cartoon, and it got my attention, and I just kind of went, wait a minute. Like the boss calls the office worker into the office, yells at him, and then the office worker goes and then yells at his coworker, and then the coworker goes home and yells at the bus driver. And like if he stops for a cup of coffee, yells at the waitress, and then gets home and yells at his wife and his kids. And then the bus driver's yelling at people that get on the bus, and the waitress is crabby with her the people that she's serving, which most waitresses know better than to do that because it, hurts their tips. But still, you see, like it's contagious. And the office guy is still just as miserable as when he started out. And maybe it was and that all started because the boss was having a bad day. Or maybe because the office worker was just generally grumpy and crabby, because, I mentioned being grumpy and crabby when I woke up. I'm not going to go to work like that. It's part of the reason why I do this first thing in the morning, because I don't want to go to work grumpy and crabby. I don't want to infect my coworkers with my grumpy mood. I don't want to talk to the people that come in to shop in the store with my grumpy mood, partly because they come in, if they're tired or pain, they're not sleeping well, they come to us for help. Well, the last thing I want to do is meet them grumpy, because they're already generally pretty grumpy. I want to meet them with kindness and compassion. So the first thing I have to do is get myself grounded and centered in the truth of who I really am, not how I felt when I woke up. It just comes from not being a morning person. I get that. It takes me, that's why I get up a little early and give myself the grace of some time in the morning to get myself, to be awake. So that by the time I get to work, then I can function with the kindness and compassion that I really am. I also do this in the morning because it helps. That, it's like, yes, when I woke up this morning, I told Tom, I said, yeah, I'm tired and grumpy. But I don't want to leave my house like that. So what have I got to do? I got to wake up and remember who I am. And looking at the cute kitten curled up, he's not a kitten, they're a year old now. The cute kitten curled up in the little sand over there is just adorable, and it helps. I'd show him to you, but... Okay, so let's finish the chapter up with his little italics, because it's kind of a summary of everything that he's done in the chapter. In using our thought, the function of our minds, we need always to remember that it is not our mind that we use. Rather, it is the individualization within us of the one mind that we use at the level of our awareness of it. We are never alone. We are not isolated fragments of creation, but are part of one great whole. We may always turn to the greater whole and accept more and more of its good abundance and right action of which we may have been unknowingly depriving ourselves. We attract to ourselves experiences corresponding to the nature of our thought. And so that is one of the reasons why we talk about the pattern of our thoughts, the trend of our thoughts. We don't have to worry so much about the individual leads unless there are a lot of them. Other than that, when one negative thought pops up, you can look at it and go, okay, that is not the truth of me, and let it go. And let it go. And go back to the truth of who you are. And the truth of who you are is you are a divine spark. You are a beloved expression of the divine. You are the beloved child of God. That is the truth of you. Okay? That is who you really are. Everything else is window dressing. And you can change it. Okay, so we will pick up tomorrow after I go to the park with Chapter 8, Learn to Think Big. So we're about a third of the way through the book now. So, yep, getting there. All right, I'm going to encourage you to have a great day, a wondrous day, a fantastic day, a magical day, an enchanted day, a wonderful day, an awesome day, an amazing day. Well, let's wrap this week up day. Enjoy the warmer weather day. Go dance in the sunshine day. Drink plenty of water day. Cuddle your fur babies day. Make some time to smile day, especially when you don't feel like it, because when you smile, it tricks your brain. There's good science behind that. Do something just for yourself day. Make sure you're making time to sit down and take a break day. You got this day. Let's wrap it up day. Let's take care of business day. Good day. And if that is too much pressure, because occasionally it is, I get it, simply have a day. You are enough, just as you are. You're a beloved expression of the divine. Your spirit in motion, God in action, a beautiful masterpiece and a work in progress at the same time, at your own pace. If I haven't said it, you're a divine spark and a brilliant light. And as Reverend Jesse likes to call it, you are a godlight. So explore the truth of your being. Get to know who the divine knows you to be. Because the divine knows you to be good. And from there, anything is possible. All right, beloveds. And there it went. Reverend David should be on around 5 p.m. with you. I'll be back with you around 9-ish tomorrow. Like I said, after I go to the park. So I might have a cool park story for you. Squirrels and blue jays, who knows? Take care of yourself. Know that you are loved. And I will see you next time. And I'm going to try to show you the adorable cat asleep in the thing. This doesn't always go well, though. So hang on. Let's see if I can do this. Where is he? Is he? You see him? There he is. There he is. He's so adorable. And he's looking at me like, what the heck are you doing? All right, beloveds.